Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell, I finally had my baby. I cannot believe I'm already making this video. I can't believe this video is even out. It's so shocking. It's so unbelievable that my daughter is finally here, my baby. In this video, I'm going to be just giving you guys my birth story and how everything happened. I'm going to be telling you guys from beginning to end, answering some questions that you guys may have. I'm really just gonna get into everything that happened. I'm super excited. I've been waiting to make this YouTube video. I've been waiting for her to even come out to make this video, and now that she's finally here, I could finally share my birth story. I survived, so that's all that matters. This is my daughter. She's a little bit shy. Her name is Aria Mae. She was born February 5th. I was 40 weeks and 3 days when I had her. How I'm feeling now looking back, I'm more happy, I'm more excited. I feel more blessed that she's here and that she's healthy and that I had a safe, healthy pregnancy and that I had people by my side supporting me. She has the hiccups right now, you guys. I'm going to be talking about everything in like different categories, from like how the days leading up to labor, when my labor actually started, when I got to the hospital, the pushing and the moment she was born, and then after birth and like the first night. Was I over my due date or was I early? I was over my due date by 3 days. My due date was February 2nd. Oh. My due date was February 2nd and I had her February 5th. Did I feel any signs? My water actually did break. I had went to the hospital on the 3rd because my water was breaking, but it was like a tiny bit, as if I like peed myself. I didn't go to the hospital. I just like left it alone and then was like, okay, if more comes out, then I'm gonna go to the hospital. I ended up going to the hospital on the 4th because more had came out, but it was like a tiny bit. Like it was like as if I was just like peeing a tiny bit, you know what I mean? I went at like 7 in the morning because that's when more water came out. Very long story short, they ended up telling me that it wasn't my water breaking, that I was probably just peeing myself, which I was telling them like I don't think I peed myself because of how it was coming out. Like I don't know really how to describe it, but like if you've been pregnant before, it's like you know you did not pee yourself. I ended up going home later, but at the hospital they did end up telling me, they said since I was over my due date by only 2 days, that they were going to induce me the next day at 10 p.m. So on the 5th, they're going to induce me at 10 p.m. I did not want to get induced, just based off like the videos of how like they put a balloon in you and then you got to use Pitocin and all that to start your contractions. I was like, I'm not doing that. So me and my mom literally went to the gym downstairs in my apartment building. I used the ball. I had ended up going on the treadmill. And then I ended up going up and down the stairs at my house and then walking around my whole entire building. At 12 o'clock at night, my water ended up breaking hours later. I was laying down when it happened. It was 12 o'clock at night and I was already gonna go to bed. Water just came out like a tiny bit again, but it was like a little bit more. And I was like, what the hell? And so then I got up and then water started falling down, but like little bits of it. And then I walked to my mom's room and I ended up telling her like my water's breaking, we have to go to the hospital. That's kind of how it happened. The whole entire like symptoms part. Was I scared? I wasn't necessarily scared. I was more so excited when my water was breaking and knowing that it was finally happening. I was scared for the like labor part, obviously, like the having to push and stuff, because it hurts. It literally hurts. So I was scared for that part. Who was with me? My mom ended up dropping me off at the hospital and I was with my boyfriend, so her father. Yeah, so it was just us two the whole time at the hospital. What time did it start? Like I said, it started at 12. That's when everything started. It was like 12:14. How did contractions feel? They felt bad. If you have a period, it 1000% is 100 times worse than your period. It hurt so bad. Like I was laying there and I started crying, like literally crying. I was just like, I can't do this at all anymore. My whole entire goal was to go natural and not use the epidural, but I did end up getting it only simply because, like I said, and you know, every woman that's been pregnant before knows that it hurts. Some people can take it, some people can't. I couldn't do it. My plan really was to go all natural, but the pain that I was feeling, I wanted to use the epidural also because I was hurting in other places. I gave birth at the St. Mary's Hospital in Long Beach. I did not like it at all. I did not like my experience there. My birth story isn't bad as other women, so I'm not gonna sit here and complain. I just didn't like how they were, only because when I first got there and they had to put the IVs in my arms, they poked me like 4 times before they were even able to get the IV inside of me, and that kind of pissed me off, only because I don't have bad veins. So I don't know why she was missing so much to the point where she had to get somebody else to poke me. So my arm was already hurting from that. On top of that, since my water had ruptured for hours prior, they had to put more water inside of me. So they had to get a tube and stick it inside of me. The lady that did it ended up missing because my daughter's head was in the way. So then she had to get another nurse to help her putting the tube inside of me, which made me cry. Like, I was literally sitting there just crying because I was like, bro, this hurts so much. And I was like, I'm not gonna go through any more pain, so just give me the epidural, which the epidural didn't hurt at all. I literally just stood up, they put the needle in me, didn't even feel it. The only thing I feel like I guess is uncomfortable is just when they put the medicine inside because it's cold. I was scared when they did put it in me though, only because after they put it in, I was laying there and I was like, I can't feel my legs. I was like, is this normal? You can't feel your legs. You're not gonna be able to move the lower part of your body, which was so scary. But it was just so crazy knowing that I couldn't move the bottom of my legs. Like, I literally had to get flipped and turned over. Like, I was able to move my upper body, but I wasn't able to move my bottom. Like, anytime I had to turn around, I literally had to ask my boyfriend to like lift up my legs. Like, I literally looked so ugly. Like, ugh, I looked so ugly. I looked so dead, but oh well. When did I realize, okay, this is real? As soon as I started feeling them contractions. I didn't feel contractions for like a couple of hours. It took me a long time to start feeling the pain because I was taking forever to dilate. Who was your car ride to the hospital? My mother. How far dilated were you when you arrived to the hospital? I actually wasn't dilated at all. I was still closed. It took me a minute to even open up. I didn't start dilating up until like 4 or 5 hours later. They were suggesting inducing me, so thankfully I started to open up. Pain level. Honestly, I would say 8 or a 9 for the contractions part. I feel like I would have been able to manage it longer because I ended up getting it at 2 centimeters, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, because they were already like messing me up and like already hurting me in other places, and I was already like over it. The pushing part, like the pressure where I was already open 9 to 10 centimeters and I can feel her head like going down and pushing against, like that was 100 out of 10. That was the worst feeling ever because even though I have the epidural and did get the epidural, you can still feel the pressure, and honestly to me I feel like that's more painful, the pressure part, especially when the contractions both like collide with it, like when her head was like pushing down and the contractions were also starting. That really hurt like a lot. Any scary moments? I feel like it was just the pushing part. Like that's really just like the scary part. I was ready to push. I feel like every girl is just ready to push when they start feeling the pressure and like, you know, you have to push. It's just the leading up to it, like knowing that you have to do it, knowing that you have no other way to get the baby out, either by pushing or having a C-section, you know? How long was I in labor for? I was in labor for about 27 hours. I remember thinking like I just couldn't do it and I'm not gonna be able to push, and I was just crying, silently crying because I didn't want to cry out loud or anything. How long did I push for? I pushed for about 30 minutes. It wasn't that long, thankfully. Also, they weren't doing cervix checks on me like that because my water did ended up breaking, so they didn't want to keep messing with me down there because I already had a catheter inside of me and I had the other tube since my water had broke. I had ended up getting a catheter in me because I was on the epidural and you can't get up to pee or anything, so they ended up putting that inside of me, which honestly, it didn't even hurt when they put that in there. It was more convenient for me. I didn't even feel like I had to pee. It just all the liquid just comes out. I didn't want to keep doing cervix checks, so they told me once I start feeling pressure, then to let them know so that they can see how far dilated I am. And I asked them, I was like, when will I know? Like, how will I know? And they were like, you're just gonna know. You're gonna feel like you have to poop. And that's exactly what it felt like. It literally feels like you have to poop from your butt and your freaking hoo-ha. But it's like painful type, like very painful, like where you can't take it. It's like so hard to explain. When I ended up feeling the pressure, I did end up telling my nurse. I ended up calling her and she ended up telling me that I was 7 centimeters. I was like, okay, like I'm almost there. Then hours went by and I'm already at the point where I can't take it anymore. Like I'm literally dying. I called the lady and she was like, okay, like I'm gonna check you again. So she put her fingers in me, whatever. She told me I was 9.5 centimeters dilated and that I have to be 10. I was so mad. I literally was like, no, like I have to push right now. Like I'm ready to push. Like, girl, what the hell is the other 0.5 gonna do? When she left that room, I started screaming. I was literally like screaming, saying like, I have to push. So then she ended up coming back into the room like 10 minutes later because I told her, I was like, okay, well, how much longer do you think until I have to push? And she was like 30 minutes to an hour. For another 0.5 centimeters? Like, what? When she walked out that room, I started screaming until somebody came back inside that room and let me push. She ended up coming back and then she was like, okay, like, you're just gonna push now. I ended up pushing. At first, it was just her in the room. And I was so confused because I was like, isn't it supposed to be like 7 nurses and then like 1 doctor? It was just her in the beginning. And then I guess once her head was already like right there, that's when literally everybody just came in randomly as if it was like a SWAT team. They were like, oh, push, 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 like she's right there. So I ended up pushing and then this little one came out. Did I hear her cry immediately? Actually, when she came out, she did not cry. Like she looked like so confused. Like the first like 10 seconds, she didn't cry. She just looked like around the room and was like so confused. And then she only cried when they have like boogers in their nose and you use that little pump thing. She cried when they put that in her mouth. She stopped crying after like a couple seconds. She's not really a crier. She only cries when she's hungry. So that's what I really am thankful for. What did I feel when they put her on my chest? I felt like a weight just lifted off my shoulders. Once she came out of me, I literally felt like I could breathe again. Like I felt like a brand new person. When I was in the room, like you can hear the other lady screaming and crying, but once you hear the baby crying, like already come out, the moms immediately stop screaming. Once she came out, I literally felt like I just deflated. Like I was just like, when she came out, so much water bursted out of me. My boyfriend, he was just like, what the fuck? He literally just like was standing there so confused. It just felt like heaven, knowing that I don't freaking have a human inside of me anymore and I freaking can't breathe and stuff, you know what I mean? I was so happy to finally see her on me. How did my body feel? My body definitely felt like weak and I guess not useless, but just weak, and like I couldn't really do anything because I was still numb. I just felt like dead. Like I couldn't like feel anything, honestly. Was I shaking? I was definitely shaking. Once I was like 9 centimeters, I started shaking, but like that's like normal. Even after she came out, my legs were shaking a lot. Honestly, rightfully so. I just pushed out a baby. Like, I'm in shock. The only thing that I was really, like, upset about was the fact that since my nurses were telling me when they were checking my temperature and stuff, like, every hour, they were telling me that I was catching a fever. I was catching a fever. They ended up isolating me and her. They ended up telling me that I can't see her for the next 24 hours. My boyfriend was the only one that was able to see her, and she was in the NICU for 2 days. Being away from her first like moments of life literally made me cry. Like when my boyfriend would tell me he was gonna go see the baby, I would like lay in the bed. I was just sitting there laying there crying because I was like, damn, like I can't even be there for my daughter. First day, I guess, like out the womb, you know what I mean? Like I just gave birth to her. I just pushed her out. I'm the one who carried her for 9 months and you guys just like tell me I can't see her only because I almost caught like a fever. I guess they were honestly just doing it for her safety and mine, and they had to do like tests on her to make sure that she was safe and not sick or anything. Which honestly, I'm grateful that nothing happened to her, but I feel like I was just more so upset at the fact that I wasn't able to see her. Did it feel real? It didn't. Like, it still hasn't processed to me that I'm a mom. Like, I still look at her and I'm just like, girl, I don't even know where you came from. I'm definitely getting there. Like, it still hasn't processed. Like, I really honestly can't process that she's my daughter. Like, it's just crazy to me to believe and having to accept that I'm a mom now. Like, my whole entire life just shifted, and it's just all so crazy. But it shifted and changed for the better. What did it feel like walking into my house with her? It felt so good because I was like stuck at the hospital for like 4 days. Finally being able to leave and just take her home just felt like a true blessing. Walked in and then there was like balloons everywhere, and there was like flowers for me from my parents. I was so happy. We all ended up taking pictures of her, and then I ended up posting them on my Instagram. I didn't tell anybody that I was going into labor or anything. Nobody knew. I just posted her. Did I keep checking if she was breathing? Yes. I do that every night. Every single night. I always look at her and make sure that she's okay. I ended up sleeping on the couch with her the first night, actually. She was in the bassinet, and then I was sleeping on the couch, and then I ended up taking her into my room. After that, when she started crying because she was hungry, I ended up taking her to my mom, and I slept with my mom. Has motherhood healed parts of me? It definitely has. She has. I feel like I'm a completely different person now when it comes to myself and how I used to be when I was a little bit more younger. What did giving birth teach me about myself? That I'm definitely a strong person and I can do anything. I gave birth to a whole human who I'm now raising. How's postpartum going for me? Honestly, it's going good. My stomach went back flat. Everything's going good. I just feel like in the middle of the night, like sometimes I randomly start crying because I'm just like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? But I feel like it's just like the nighttime that be getting me. Other than that, everything is fine. I know I'm fine. I had to let that get the best of me. Yeah, that's really it. That was my birth story. This is my daughter. I would kiss her, but I have lip gloss on. Oh, good morning, mama. Good morning, mama. I'm gonna go lay her down, y'all. But other than that, that is my birth story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and seeing my baby. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Say bye.